We'll start. We'll chant now Vakya Vritti. Sloka number 1. Sarga sthiti pralaya hetum achintya shaktim Vishweswaram Vidita Vishwam Ananta Murtim Nirmukta Bandhanam Apara Sukhamburasim Sri Vallavam Vimalodhanam. Sloka 2. Yasya prasadat ahameva Vishnu Mayeva sarvam परिकल्पितं च इत्थं विजानामि सदात्मरूपं तस्यांघ्रि पद्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यं तापत्रयसन्तप्त कश्चित् उद्विग्नमानसः समाधि साधनैर्युक्तः सद्गुरुं परिपृच्छति शिष्यवाच अनायासेन येनासात् मुच्येयं भवबन्धनात् तन्मे संक्षिप्य भवन केवलं कृपया वद। गुरुवाच अद्विते वचन व्यक्ति प्रतिभाति वदामि ते इदं तदिति विस्पष्टं सावधानमना शृणु। Verse 6. तत्त्वमस्यादि वाक्योऽर्थं यज्जीव परमात्मनः आध्यात्म्य विषयं ज्ञानं तदिदं मुक्तिसाधनम्। शिष्यवाच को जीव परस्तात्मा तादात्म्यं वा कथं तयोः तत्त्वमस्यादि वाक्यं वा कथं तत्प्रतिपादयेत्। गुरुवाच ब्रूम समाधानं पुण्यो जीवस्त्वमेव हि यस्त्वं पृच्छासि मां कोऽहं ब्रह्मे भाति न संशयः। श्लोक 9. पदार्थमेव जानामि नाद्यापि भवन् स्फुटम् अहं ब्रह्मेति वाक्यार्थं प्रतिपद्ये कथं वद। Verse 10. गुरुर्वाच सत्यमाह भवानत्र विज्ञानं नैव विद्यते हेतु पदार्थबोधो हि वाक्यार्थं वगतेर्य। Verse 11. अंतकरण तद्वृत्ति साक्षी चैतन्य विग्रह आनंद रूप सत्य सन किम आत्मानं प्रपद्यसे। अंतकरण तद्वृत्ति साक्षी चैतन्य विग्रह आनंद रूप सत्य सन किम आत्मानं प्रपद्यसे। हरि ओम। Your most sacred mumukshus doing the Vakya Vritti here. Okay. So far, we have been analyzing this Tattvamasi Vakyam Avakyam. We have gone through the earlier stages where Guru is asking, Sishya is asking questions, Guru is answering. Now we have come to a state where the Sishya is asking, how can you, what is the difference between the Padartha Jnana and Vakya Jnana, and how can we get these word meanings and the sentence meanings, and how can you prove that I am Brahman? How can this Padartha and Vakya Jnana prove that? It's difficult for somebody like that. Guru saying that yes, this is correct, what you're saying is correct. But the understanding has to come. The understanding of the full significance of the sentence has to come. It is not only the word meanings. It is not only the, you add up the meanings of the words. It is the total sentence meaning. And then each word meaning has to be conducive for the total meaning of the sloka. Because each word has got different meanings also. Every word has got many meanings. As I given you example last time, each word has a different meaning. So you have to accept the meaning, utilize the meaning which is relevant to the total meaning of the Vakya. Then even the total meaning of the word meanings will not be sufficient. So then we have to see what is the uh, direct meaning and what is the implied meaning of the sentence and the words. Because the implied meaning is something else than the direct meaning. We have many examples like that. So here we come to verse 11, where अंतकरण तद्वृत्ति साक्षी chaitanya vigraha. So Guru saying that Jivatma, which is all the time present as the Sakshi Chaitanya, as the witness consciousness, whose Rupa is Satchidananda. Why you are not able to realize that? Because it is you. Why you are not able to realize that? Because you are the Satyam, you are the Jnanam, you are the Anantam. Why you are not able to realize that this Sakshi Chaitanya is yourself? That is the Jivat. All these three are mentioned in this one sloka. So Antakarana, we have done part of it, but I will just brief what you have completed and then we go forward. It's the same sloka. Antakarana means inner instruments. Tadvritti means their functions. Tad means there. There means whose? And Antakarana's functions, the thoughts. So the thoughts of the mind. And what is that? Sakshi Chaitanya Vigraha. Sakshi Chaitanya stands for witness consciousness. And witness consciousness illumines the inner equipments. Then that is one, the same thing is also Anandarupa. Anandarupa means it's a nature of bliss. And Satya San. Satya is what? Satya means Sat, means existence. That is also existence. Kim no Atmanam Prapadyase. Prapadyase because he is addressing you. You are the Shishya, he is addressing you. Why you are not able to recognize this Satchidananda Atman that you are? Why you are not able to recognize that? So in this analysis of the Mahavakya Tattvamasi, there are three padas, right? When three words are there, Tat, Tvam, Asi. Three words. Tat means that, Tvam means you, Asi means are. You are that. Now, suppose you know the meaning of the word, you are that. Does it give you the meaning of the Mahavakya? You are that. Okay, you are that. Who are you? What is that? Huh? Nothing you can make out of this word. So we have to, that's why you have to analyze. Huh? So in this whole book, in the whole book of Vakya Vritti, now in the beginning we have some conversation between the Guru and Shishya and also the Mangalacharana, etc. But this Tattvamasi is addressed to from verse 11 to 27 only Jivatma. Tattvamasi what? Tvam is Jivatma. Tat is Paramatma. Asi is Aikya or oneness. So from verse 11 to 27 only Jivatma. That means you can make out, Tvam means there is 16, 17 slokas are there. So you imagine how much they will be talking about this. Okay. 17 slokas only on the word Tvam. Okay. After that, 28 to 36 on the word Tat, Paramatma. Okay. Then 37 to 48 is Vasi. Then some general statements. Okay. So this is the way this books, It has been divided, it has been presented. So in this, now we are trying to find out what is the meaning of the word Jivatma. Jivatma means Jiva Atma. Forget about Atma, What is Jiva? Because we are making Atma to everywhere. Atma, Jivatma, Paramatma, everywhere the Atma is there. Atma is the um, self. So that what is that Jivatma? Shankaran says that it is the Chaitanya Vigraha. That means is the principle of pure consciousness. Chaitanya, consciousness. Chit or Chaitanya or Chetna, these are all synonymous. So that Sakshi Chaitanya, the Jivatma is also pure consciousness principle. So what type of consciousness is this? This is the consciousness is witness consciousness. That means it's a Sakshi Chaitanya Vigraha. Sakshi Chaitanya means it's only Sakshi, doesn't do anything, no action. All these adjectives or all the terms that we use for Chaitanya or Brahman can be utilized for this also. So when you say Sakshi Chaitanya, means Sakshi of what? It becomes Sakshi of Tad Vritti, that Antakarana, that thoughts in the Antakarana. What thoughts are going on in the mind? It is Sakshi of the mind. So that is the mental thoughts that goes on in the mind and the actions thereof, Tadbuddhi, and their functions is also witnessed by the consciousness. So Jivatma we can clearly define as the pure consciousness, which is the witness of the mental thoughts of the inner instruments. That means the mind and the thoughts. In simple words, you can say witness consciousness. So where is that consciousness? Because I have the mind. I see it. We always feel it. Physical body is there, the mind is there, the intellect is there, all that we know. But where is the consciousness? Where is it located? See, normally, we are saying witness consciousness, where is it located? Normally, suppose I witness a game or I witness an accident. So I am the witness. The accident is somebody is injured in a car accident. So we see the car is different, I am different. So there is a special gap between the car and the person who is injured or the driver and myself. There is a special gap in there. So I say I am the witness, is alag hai, main alag. But in this case, between the mind and witness consciousness, there is no gap. Why? Because that consciousness, Chetana, is the whole body, it is there, including the mind consciousness. It is pervading the mind and the body and intellect, everywhere it is pervading. What do you mean by that? That means, just like I am sitting here, you can see me because there's a light here. Light is falling on my face, on the body, so you can see me. Can you separate that light from me? So if the light is not there, you cannot see me. If I am not there, you also cannot see the light. See, remember, you cannot see the light without, suppose I am putting on the finger here. Because the light is falling on the finger, you can see the light and the finger, both are there. But normally you say, I see the finger, you don't say that I am seeing the light. But if I take out the finger, light, what was seen here, is not there. because you cannot see the light. Same way, the consciousness, which is pervading the whole body, mind, intellect, everything, that is there, which is inseparable from the body, mind, and intellect. So that's why you cannot separate that consciousness from the body, mind. And if the body, mind is not there, consciousness also you cannot see. Because the consciousness itself, like the light requires something to be reflected, then only you can see the thing, not see the light, you can see the thing. Same way, consciousness also requires some instrument or medium to be to express itself. Otherwise, consciousness cannot express. A medium is required for consciousness to express itself. So this pure consciousness that becomes a witness consciousness here is all the time there present in the body, mind, intellect, just like the light is present in and making me visible here. That consciousness pervades the mind and illumines each thought of the mind. Whatever mind is thinking, whatever mind is doing, or the physical body is doing, whatever is happening, the consciousness is witnessing. Okay. So, in other words, that consciousness makes this body, mind alive. Otherwise, I am dead. It is without any life. The consciousness is life. So, now you remember these 5 silent features of consciousness that I have talked to you. You must have known by that. You must make it by heart. Huh? Shall I repeat now, or you are okay? Number 1, consciousness is not part, product, or property of the body. Body means body, mind, intellect. Consciousness is not part, product, or property of the body. Number 2, consciousness is an independent entity which pervades the entire body and enlivens the body. That is the consciousness. That's a Chetana. Everywhere it is there. It is pervading the whole body and is enlivening the body also. But then you may think that it is enlivening the body, it is all over the body. It is not there anywhere else. It is not that way. So number 3 point is consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body. Okay? Consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body. If you can see the light here, you can see the light on my hand, but light is also here, everywhere it is there. No, it is not only on the hand, everywhere it is there. Same way, consciousness may be in my body, it is also other places everywhere. Whole universe is flooded with consciousness. So consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body. Okay. Number 4, suppose, as I told you, you can see my hand, you can see the light also reflecting on my hand. If I take out of my hand,
Light
you
is
cannot see. You cannot see the light, but light is there.
Light is there. Okay.
But you cannot see because the hand is not there. Same way,
Body.
when if consciousness continues to survive, even if the body is dropped, it continues. Nothing happens to it. Even after dissolution of the body or dropping of the body, consciousness continues. So as I told you that after dissolution of the body, the surviving consciousness is not available for transaction or expression. I take out my hand, but light is there. It is not able to express. It's not because it's not reflecting on anything. Same way, the consciousness which is pervading everywhere, if the mind and body is not there, it cannot express. You require that instrument, that medium of the body to express the consciousness. But that doesn't mean that light is not there. That doesn't mean that the consciousness is not there. Because it requires the medium for expression or a thing to show the light is there. So when the thing is removed, light you cannot see at that place. Same way, when the body is gone away, the consciousness is there. But you cannot recognize it because the medium is not there. So these are the 5 principles, cardinal principles of your consciousness. So this is why I give you one example, but you can have 100 examples. Like I say, this phone is a phone, no? Okay. Is there that consciousness is here or not? Is it not?
No. Yes, it's there.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So now let us agree to that extent only that Sat is there, Chit is not there. But later on I'll prove you that is also not correct. Okay. So, this what is happening is you require a medium for expression. Okay, you are able to prove that body is there, body is reflecting, but you require a sattvic answer for reflection of the consciousness. The sattvic is there in the mind or in the intellect. That's why you are reflecting. That's why you are able to know. But suppose a table or a phone, it doesn't have that sattvic part. That's why you are not able to get the consciousness. But the Brahman or Sat is there. Now, that's why it is saying that witness consciousness is reflecting on the tadvritti, antakarana tadvritti. It is not reflecting on the leg and the hands. Because the antakarana is that subtler body which is forming of sattvic elements. That's why it is able to reflect. Like suppose you have a mirror is able to reflect light. But if you have a wall is not able to reflect. Physically it is the same dikta essay, but wall is not able to reflect and mirror is able to reflect. Same way, the whole body, even though it is having that Brahman or consciousness, it cannot reflect. Only the sattvic part of the body it reflects. But then that also transmits to the whole body as another issue. Okay. That mind is required to know. Even though you sit down, suppose you are sitting down in this class, sometimes your mind goes away somewhere. Can you know what you are learning here? So that even though physically you are present, because the mind is not there, you cannot know.
Yes.
So this is the way that Chit part is explained. That is the Chidrupa. Okay. Next, in this sloka itself, Sakshi Chaitanya Vigraha, then he says Ananda Rupa. All the 3 aspects he has explained here. So Ananda Rupa. How the Ananda Rupa is explained? Ananda means bliss. So that Ananda also, it doesn't exist anywhere else. It is only in this same Sakshi Chaitanya or same Brahman. It is explained. Because now you all of us know that our rishis or Mahatmas have, by tradition, they have described Brahman or Atma in one word, that is Satchidananda. Okay, Satchidananda, which is separated as Sat is Ananda. Okay, now Satchidananda is not separate, it is one only. But different aspects of that same Brahman is expressed or it is known through the three words. Okay, but it is the same thing. So if you say that Sat is there but Chit is not there, it is not correct because it cannot exist. Brahman cannot be two, it is one only. Okay, it's not expressing itself because of the medium is not conducive. Mirror is not there, only wall is there. That's why your reflection is not there. Okay, so now come to this Ananda. Okay, Ananda also, that Ananda is my Swarupa, isn't it? Ananda Swarupa is my own nature. Okay, so when I am eating that Ananda, or I am expressing, or I am realizing that Ananda, it is not coming from anywhere else. It is
In me.
me alone, nowhere else. If I get some Ananda from outside, it is temporary Sukha. Suppose you say that I get Ananda from other sources. If I buy a sweet, I feel happy. If I buy a car also, I'll be very happy. Or I watch a good movie, I'm also happy. Or eating very delicious food also, I'm very happy. Is that Ananda? Is the permanent Ananda?
No.
It comes and it goes. Temporary. It's very dangerous also. Because Sankarana says that every source of this temporary Ananda is also a source of sorrow. Because the moment you enjoy that delicious food, another desire comes, oh, I'll have it another time. Again, I'll have it. The desire keeps on repeating. So you want to more and more. So that creates sorrow in the future. So every temporary Ananda that you enjoy is the source of sorrow for the future. So where is that Atmananda? Where is that permanent Ananda that we see? The permanent Ananda, I'll explain to you a little later, but let me just see that I tell you that Ananda Rupa Satya San. Satya San is Sat. Satya here is Sat only. Sat San, that Sat exists. That Sat is what? Existence. And how do you describe Sat? That Avaditam. That means it is not contradicted. And it is present in all three periods of time. Whatever is existing in all three periods of time is Sat. Whatever is not contradicted, it is there or not there, that contradiction is not there, then that is Sat. Okay. So this is the basic thing, the three things of Sat is existence, Chit is consciousness, and Ananda is the bliss. So in the sloka, the Guru is asking, why don't you recognize this Atma, which is the Swarupa of Satchidananda, and that is your own existence, consciousness, bliss. Why don't you recognize it? You are existing, all the time existing. There is no time that you are not existing. So let us go to a little more detail. Now, in existence and in the gross body and subtle body, we have 5 Gyanendriyas, correct?
Yes.
Tell me, what are the Gyanendriyas? Now see the how we are transacting with the world, how we are coming to know the world. Which there are desires. The objects of the world are there. The world is full of objects. Which Indriyas travel. Indriyas travel or the objects travel is another question. But the Indriyas obtain the stimuli from the objects of the world. Once I see a flower, I get the stimulus from the flower. This is the color, this is the shape, this is the smell, all that I get from the flower. That is received through my Gyanendriyas. Either I see or hear or smell, all these Gyanendriyas. Mind you, if the Gyanendriyas are not there, you are as good as dead. Because you cannot interact with the world. So these Gyanendriyas receive the stimuli from the objects of the world. Okay. Then what happens? That stimuli goes to the mind, Antakarana. Okay. In Antakarana, it is mind, intellect, memory, all of them put together, they process it. Okay. Because the mind, whatever it gets, it then the intellect tells is correct or not. Huh? You should do it or not. What is your past experience? Also, intellect gives you the feedback. Then the memory, such the manabuddhi chitta, that memory, it gives you the previous information, what you had experienced. All the memory comes back. So all this put together is like a CPU, it's a computer. It is processed there. So you get the input from the objects through the Gyanendriyas, and it is processed in the mind computer. And the resultant action, what it comes out, the mind again, same CPU, tells the organs of action. So that is the output. Input through the organs of knowledge and output through the organs of action. And the processor is the mind. Okay. So all the experiences of life are gained through this process. And the inner instruments, that is mind, is the very, very important instrument in that, the processor that you know. Then the vigorous function takes place inside the mind, in the manabuddhi chitta ahankara. So what happens? We say that my mind is doing this. I am doing this, means my mind is doing this. We attribute the functioning of all our functions to the mind. Mind, intellect, everything. Normally, because मन किया तो किया बस. Physically हाथ किया, but the मन तो बराबर है ना, मन बड़ा है. It's a logical conclusion that mind is doing this. I am doing this, my mind is doing this. Because, see, some people also give a argument that when you are in sleep, mind is not functioning, so you are also not functioning. You don't say that I was doing this. You cannot say, because mind was dormant that time. In sleep, mind is dormant. So mind is not functioning in this sleep also. So let's ask ourselves the question, who is actually functioning? Who takes the ownership of whatever we are doing? Because mind, intellect, body, all these things, it cannot be me, because it's mine. It's my body, my intellect, my buddhi. So it is not me. So me is somebody else. So besides these physical gross bodies, the Gyanendriyas, Karmendriyas, Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, besides all these, there is a subtler essence. That essence is that consciousness. That consciousness illumines the functioning of our inner instruments, and that then only the changes occur. So that consciousness is the main essential factor, which we have no control over this. I am that. But at the same time, consciousness cannot say that I have done this. Because we say karta bhakta, how can you say that I have done this? It's only witness. वो कल देख रहा है. Okay? So the consciousness only observes, witnesses the changes in the body and mind, all the modifications, all the changes in the thoughts of the mind. It only observes. It doesn't do anything, but takes the ownership. But then, because it's witnessing, it gets entangled with this body, mind, intellect. Because all the time you see, what is this mind is doing, what is the thought is coming, how the body changes are happening. All this in the consciousness is witnessing. So it's get entangled, associated with these inner instruments. And that becomes a dynamic instrument. All the time witnessing the changes, the modifications, and that which is witnessing, that is called the witness consciousness. That is called the jiva. That is called the jivatma. That is called the ego also. And that is what is in this Vakya, what we call Tvam pada, is that jivatma, that is that ego or ahankara or individual jiva. That is what we call. So that ahankara is doing this. Okay? And but then who is karta and bhokta? Ahankara cannot be karta and bhokta. He is saying yes, but it is not, because it is it's a consciousness. It cannot be the doer and the enjoyer. So your physical gross body, mind, they are physically functioning. The mind is the karta bhokta, but it is the ahankara is claiming to be karta bhokta, but it is not. It is only the witness. So that witness that experiences all the changes is the jivatma, the essential thou, that thou art, the tvam pada of Tattvamasi. The inner tools are antakarana, inner instruments, subtler instruments. Outer tools are the indriyas, karmendriyas, gyanendriyas. Okay, but the witness consciousness is the tvam pada. So, who takes the these tools, inner and outer tools, the instruments, whom it belongs to? This is same question. Whom that instrument is? The last time I was asking with the thought belongs to or action belongs to. Here the instrument itself belongs to whom? The body belongs to whom? Or the mind belongs to whom? Who is the owner of this body, mind, intellect assembly? After all, the full body is the assembly.
Jiva.
Yes. Normally, most people will attribute that ownership to the mind or intellect. People identify with the body, mind, intellect. So they say, I am the owner. But actually, okay, that body, mind, intellect is not the doer. It is not the enjoyer. Sorry, normally we attribute that to the body, mind, intellect. Is it correct? The real answer is the jivatma or the ego. The ego is, how do you describe that ego? The ego is the illusory non-entity, but it is the essence of consciousness. It's illusory. Actually, it is not existing. There is no existence of that. Ahankara, there is no existence. And there is no entity. Because there is no existence, there is no entity. But it is the witness consciousness. And it is knowing also, knowing principle. Consciousness means knowing principle. Chit is the knowing principle. All activities of both inner and outer instruments, equipments, are witnessed by this mass of consciousness. At the same time, it is the state of pure bliss. So finally, we are coming to the Jivatma is the witness consciousness that we are talking about. Now let's see, how do you derive joy or pleasure from the objects of the world? How do you say, when I acquire or have something, then I get pleasure from the objects or from the people that I interact with? All the situations also, sometimes it changes or not. I also become happy or sad. All these things are changing, and I become happy or I become sad. So how does it happen? Then where is that Ananda? That is my Ananda Swargo. Where is that Atma Ananda? So the presence of objects, emotions, thoughts, people, etc. When there is a sensuous pleasure is there, sometimes you get that pleasure. What happens is that your mind becomes quiet, because what you desire, you obtain that. Once that desire is fulfilled, temporarily, mind quietens. Mind becomes quiet, calm, serene. And once the mind becomes quiet and calm, the negative values and systems in the mind, like raga, dvesa, ankara, all these things also quieten down, because you are happy. You are happy with the things that you obtain, but temporarily. So when your mind becomes quiet, that means there is no culture, there is no waves of mind in the waves of thought in the mind. It becomes like a water level of a lake becoming absolutely glass like. So in that, you can see the bottom of the lake when the water of the lake is absolutely sthira. Same way, when there is no disturbance in the mind is calm and quiet and serene, then you can look deep into the mind and see the joy yourself, which means that infinite bliss, which is my true nature, it is visible. Visible means it is, you experience it without doing anything. That's whole nature. There is no more disturbance in the mind. That's why it bubbles up. Your own true nature of Atmananda bubbles up. But then, if it is temporary joy, then you get your Ananda is temporary, and you get dukkha along with that again it comes. But if it is pure joy, Atmananda, then that is lasting and eternal. So when this, at times when this strong, impatient desires fulfill with sensuous pleasures. So that time some explosive bliss comes to you. You are very happy that time. But that temporary joy is quickly veiled by another wave of disturbance, that you have some more desires. Another desire comes up. So another that desire is not fulfilled. So that unfulfilled desire also brings you some more sorrow. In essence, what is happening? All the temporary joy also invites temporary sorrow. Okay. So this is the way that we say what is that happiness, how it is derived, from the objects or not, and how it is reflecting or giving rise to our true nature, that Atmananda within us. This is the way this is described. Now let us come back to our original topic of Satchidananda. Satchidananda is the basis. Satchidananda is the basis, right? Satchidananda. So that Atma or Paramatma, they are defined by Satchidananda, right? So apart from this Sat, there is consciousness, there is bliss. In the Upanishad, it is also described as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. So the component of Sat or Satya is existence, real, is unmodified through the course of time, in past, present, future, all the time is existing. That unmodified, the no modification is a very, very important aspect. All of our entire body, mind, intellect assembly undergoes modification all the time. You know, our physical body has undergone change from the childhood to boyhood to adult and old age. So much of change has taken place. But all the time, I am saying, I am so and so, I am Kamal. All the time, I am Kamal only. Kamal has not undergone change, even though that change takes place. So that consciousness, that the ahankara, that ego, what we call Sakshi Chaitanya, has not undergone change. Physically, so much of change has taken place. Same way, mentally also, emotional change has taken place. Happiness, sad, love, hate, so many things are happening. Those changes are happening. Who is witnessing that? My witness consciousness, that Jivatma is witnessing this without any change. Same way, our situations change. My intellect also changes. I was remembering so many, in the school and college, I used to remember so many things, and now I don't recollect the names also. So much of change is taking place. But that vital consciousness, the Satchidananda, remains the same. It illumines and witnesses all changes. Understand, no? That remains unchanged all the time. But it witnesses also all the time without undergoing any change itself. So now we are coming to that final point that I want to tell you, that Satchidananda is one entity, Satchidananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss. But this whole thing is one only. It is not separate. Sat, Chit, Ananda, they are not separate. There are only three different aspects of the same Satchidananda, same Brahman. In a text called Upadesara by Raman Maharshi, which we have studied ourselves, in our group we have studied Upadesara. He says, Sattvasika Chitkovetara Satyai Chittayi Satyahi Chit Chittayi Aham. Sat is Chit and Chit is me. There is no difference between Sat and Chit and me, the existence. Okay? So now all these things are there, and we share the witness consciousness. So is there any other consciousness which is watching this consciousness, which is witnessing this consciousness of witness consciousness, which is illumining our existence? Is there anybody else? No. It is the final. See, I told you so many things, all these my instruments are body, mind, intellect, they are all witnessed by consciousness. But there is nobody else which is witnessing, because if there is somebody else, then that consciousness will be divided. The Brahman will be separated. Take Brahman, but there is only one Brahman everywhere. How can there be difference? So there is only one I, one Brahman, one consciousness. Same consciousness expresses as mere existence, that is Sat, in inner things, it expresses as a gross body in us. Remember, it expresses the gross body in us, and also as a also tamas nature, gross body, tamas nature, and sat. Okay, and existence. Okay, same consciousness beams out as knowledge or chit in us. Chit is the mind, body, intellect. That is the inner instruments or the subtle body, and this same is the reporter of the knowledge, and it is a rajasic nature, not sattvic nature, rajasic nature, and it is the subtle body. These are all mapped separately. One is a gross body mapped as the existence, one is a subtle body mapped as the consciousness, which is part knowledge. One is existence, another knowledge. Third part is same consciousness is also we express as bliss or ananda. Ananda, where we express in the quiet, serene mind. And that mind is the sattvic mind. And that is the expression of bliss in the causal body. Expression of bliss in the causal body. So one becomes the gross body, another the subtle body, another the causal body. One is tamasic, another is rajasic, another is sattvic. One is Sat, Chit, Ananda. So this Satchidananda is the very spring of consciousness in us, in this self. And that witness consciousness we are looking at now as the Jivatma. This self is the essential being in me, you, and yet why you are not able to experience? Coming back to sloka, if it is so essential for you and I am that consciousness, I am the Jivatma, why you are not able to know that? Why it is so difficult? It's difficult but not impossible. It is happening so, I'm not able to know myself, my essential nature, because of long-standing ignorance. Okay? The ignorance is caused by my long-standing inner confusion. Because I have been used to it for many, many years, many, many lives. It's very deep-seated, corroded delusion in me that I am this body. And this is a blinding ignorance that is there in me. I am not able to know my own true nature. So let us try to remove this ignorance by knowledge of ourselves, remove that long-standing delusion of many lives, and remove the viparita bhavana, contrarian thoughts, by the technique of sadhana. Which sadhana? How do you remove the viparita bhavana? By nididhyasana, meditation. That's a sadhana. So we have learned all this. So all that will be explained in our subsequent slokas. How to do it. Okay. With this, we'll conclude this sloka and we'll continue next time. Okay. We'll close it now.